Pastor Nicholas Hobson from Detroit Community Christian Center. I want to say that Pastor Carmelita Green from Christian on the Move Outreach Ministry is wrong for calling my ministry a scam. It means that she is calling people like Christian, like Malcolm, at Salem Baptist Church Chicago a scam because he does pretty much the same thing, but going around the country, like I've observed on social media, to different churches, recording their churches. People should still have the right to go to churches and ministries to record, to help promote other ministries. She don't just see that. Pastor Carmelita Green from Christian on the Move Outreach Ministry is envious and do not do things based on jealousy and the flesh. That is a 100% fact. I support Governor Andrew Cuomo in 2020 for the Democratic nominee. My position will still stand on opposition to Roe versus Wade same-sex marriage. Life is precious on earth. All couples on earth should be a man and woman based on the Bible and the story of Adam and Eve. Sermons for story of Noah, birth of Jesus Christ, and Jesus' resurrection also will be posted on the church website. The way to pay for Trump's $1 trillion infrastructure plans to increase federal income tax to 40% for millionaires and billionaires. 40% federal income tax for millionaires and billionaires will pay for a tax break for middle and low-income households. 40% federal income tax for millionaires and billionaires will help reduce the national debt. Sermons were linked to PowerPoint presentations such as Jesus' resurrection, story of stew in the Holy Spirit, Jesus, blood of Jesus Christ, and story of Noah. I support ending the war on drugs in this nation because some homeless people in this country are still addicted to heroin, selling heroin to other homeless people in this country based on accurate statistics. I currently help feed the homeless and homeless veterans. Homeless veterans do not deserve to be homeless because they should be honored with housing opportunities, workforce development, and employers. I feel heartbroken seeing more African American men, women, and children struggling financially and living in poverty. During Obama's presidency, it was more African Americans living in homeless shelters and overcrowded households, having survival sex, and becoming gay. It needs to be done to reduce mass incarceration, racism, and racial inequality in the private sector. Ex-offenders are currently becoming homeless and being left behind because employers will not hire them. I was the proponent of an Illinois citizen bill in Springfield sponsored by State Rep LaShawn Ford. Ex-offenders deserve a second chance after getting out of prison. After they get out of prison, veterans should be issued free health care card from U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs for free health care at hospitals, doctors' offices, medical centers, clinics. Less and lower taxes will prevent poverty in households, and Planned Parenthood needs to be audited by the federal government to prevent them from telling women to get abortions. I also say that I say that's why I make it clear the whole time before the election last year is 35% corporate tax will not work for small business. Small business should have the opportunity to owners should have the opportunity to invest in their own business. People should not have to look at their balance sheets and have to figure out they pay more taxes out than revenue. They have to worry about using more of their revenue to pay taxes. then less pay for wages, and all. So the sermons about Jesus, about the sermon about the presentation about the Jesus resurrection, and more of a detailed more detailed presentation about the history of the resurrection, more about the meaning of the resurrection, something that other pastors had not done, So to actually say what Easter Sunday really means. And I want to say too that also I want to say too that I've been also working with my director African Affairs Billy Parsons on a trip to Africa to do ministry overseas. Also, I like to help the African people overseas because people in African countries are being left behind. Some people in African countries like Nigeria, for example, have been living in poverty and starvation. My director of African Affairs, Billy Parsons, have come up with a good idea to grow crops in Africa, like a garden, to to pass out to homeless people for food. And one thing about I'd like to get over to Africa, but one thing about recently been going on today is the security concerns with ISIS and the increase of security at airports. Now at airports they now using precaution now for people traveling overseas with laptops and tablets because now it's like the Department of Homeland Security saying now that the ISIS have the capacity of using tablets and laptops as explosive devices on airlines. That's why I told my direct African Affairs about the terror threats and the concern getting over there. Thank you and God bless.